Morris. Police say that teen facing attempted murder charges after shooting at officers this morning. That incident happened at the Woodland Estates apartment homes that's just off of Albemarle Road. Police tell us that the teen was breaking into cars when they pointed a gun at somebody who saw them. Now, that person was not hurt, but they ended up calling police, and responding officers say they found the suspect in the East Charlotte apartment complex. They say the suspect ran, shooting at officers and hitting one of them. Police say they returned fire but didn't hit anyone. Eventually, they did arrest the suspect and took them into custody. Right now, we don't know who the injured officer is, but we can tell you that they went to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say that they're thankful the situation wasn't much worse, but did offer this message.
14-year-old children should not be breaking into cars, stealing or possessing firearms, and confronting and assaulting anyone, the public or law enforcement. We're fortunate today this wasn't more serious, both for the police, our officer, and the suspect and the victim himself. So I just want to make sure we reiterate that it is a bad day in Charlotte or anywhere where a 14-year-old possesses a gun and tries to kill a police officer.
Well, that suspect's being charged with robbery in addition to attempted murder. The officer that fired the shots is on administrative leave under a standard investigation required of an officer-involved shooting. Now, one thing to note here, because the officer did not hit anybody, the State Bureau of Investigations will not be involved.
WCNC Charlotte's Kendall Morris joins us live from CMPD headquarters. Kendall, this started with a vehicle break-in.
Yeah, just as you heard, Fred, this all started with a 14-year-old suspect breaking into a car, according to police. And that's when that 14-year-old suspect took off when officers arrived on the scene. And that is how these shots all got fired and an officer was hit. Police tonight saying that parents, they urge you to make sure that you know where your children are at. And for those of us in the public, they urge you to make sure that your vehicles are locked up and that your possessions inside are secure.
An early morning vehicle break-in leads to an officer being shot. Police say the 14-year-old suspect was going through a car at the Woodland Estates apartment homes around 7:20 Monday morning.
Somebody found the suspect in their car, and at that point, the suspect pointed a gun at that victim or another person.
When police arrived, officers say the teen took off, shooting an officer during the chase. The incident has people nearby taking precautions.
Make sure I lock my cars. My girlfriend's over. I always tell her to lock her cars, make sure that, you just can't ever be safe no matter what neighborhood. You could be in the, fanciest neighborhood in Charlotte. You'll still be at risk of a car break-in.
According to CMPD's crime map, car break-ins are not uncommon in Charlotte, with an average of 87 a month between July and November. Charlotte saw a spike of 103 break-ins in November. CMPD urging people to be on alert this time of year.
But we just want people to have situational awareness, to know their surroundings, look around before they park or socialize outside and things like that. Just, have a purpose for where you're going and what you're doing. And
police aren't sure where the teen got the gun from.
A lot of folks get guns from unsecured vehicles or vehicles that have unsecured weapons in them.
Officers calling on gun owners to make sure their firearms are locked up.
And that officer who was shot sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Police believe the officer will be released from the hospital today. Live at CMPD headquarters, Kendall Morris, WCNC Charlotte.
The age of the suspect deeply troubling. Kendall, thank you for that report.